The moment you stop making excuses is the moment your life begins to change. Right now, in this very instant, you have the power to alter the entire trajectory of your existence. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now, who here has ever blamed their circumstances for their failures? Raise your hand, keep it up, look around you. Most of you are honest enough to admit this truth. Now put your hands down and listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because it will either liberate you or offend you, depending on how ready you are to take control of your life. Every single circumstance in your life today is the direct result of your choices and mental habits. Your bank account reflects your financial habits. Your relationships reflect your relationship habits. Your health reflects your health habits. Your career reflects your professional habits. There are no accidents in this universe, only consequences. I knew a man who worked in a factory for 15 years. Every day he complained about his boss, his pay, his working conditions. He blamed the economy, the government, his education, his background. For 15 years, he remained exactly where he was, growing more bitter with each passing month. Then one day, something shifted inside him. He made a decision. He stopped talking about what was wrong and started asking what he could do differently. Within 6 months, he had enrolled in night school. Within 2 years, he had acquired new skills. Within 5 years, he owned his own business. The same economy that had trapped him for 15 years suddenly became the foundation of his success. What changed? Not the world around him, the world within him. This is not a story about luck or timing. This is a story about the fundamental law of cause and effect operating in human life. When you change the cause, you change the effect. When you change your thinking, you change your results. When you change your habits, you change your destiny. What would your life look like if you stopped blaming circumstances and started commanding them? Think about that question. Really think about it. What would be different about your income, your relationships, your health, your happiness if you accepted complete responsibility for where you are and where you're going? The uncomfortable truth is this: you are exactly where your thoughts and actions have placed you. The comfortable truth is this: you can be exactly where your thoughts and actions take you next. The choice is yours, and the choice is now. Success is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens through you. It is not a gift bestowed upon the fortunate few. It is a natural result of following natural laws. Just as a seed contains within itself the pattern of the tree it will become, you contain within yourself the pattern of the success you will achieve. But here's what most people miss. Success comes from personal growth, not external circumstances. The man who tries to change his harvest without changing his seed will remain forever disappointed. The woman who tries to change her results without changing her methods will remain forever frustrated. Think of a farmer preparing his field. He doesn't complain about he doesn't blame the weather. He doesn't make excuses about the seeds. He prepares the ground, plants the seed, tends the crop, and harvests the result. If the harvest is poor, he examines his methods. If the harvest is good, he repeats his methods. He understands that farming is not about luck. It's about following proven principles consistently. Your life operates by the same principles. You are farming results every single day. Your thoughts are your seeds. Your habits are your daily tending. Your results are your harvest. If you want a different harvest, you must plant different seeds. If you want different results, you must develop different habits. The most powerful habits are often the smallest ones. Read 10 pages of a good book every day, and in 1 year you will have read that's 12 to 15 books. In 5 years, that's 60 to 75 books. In 10 years, you will have absorbed more wisdom than most people encounter in a lifetime. This is the compound effect of small, consistent actions. Save $5 every day and invest it wisely. In 30 years, with compound interest, that $5 daily becomes more than $250,000, not through luck or special knowledge, but through the simple application of consistency and time. Improve one skill for 15 minutes every day. In 1 year, you will have invested nearly 90 hours in your development. That's more than 2 full work weeks of concentrated improvement. In 5 years, you will have achieved mastery that sets you apart from 90% of people in your field. The compound effect works in reverse as well. Miss 1 day of exercise, and nothing happens. Miss 1 day of reading, and nothing happens. Miss 1 day of saving, and nothing happens. But miss consistently, and you compound failure just as surely as you compound success. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, and underestimate what they can do in a year. They seek the dramatic breakthrough, while ignoring the daily discipline that creates breakthrough. They want the harvest without the planting, the building without the foundation, the success without the preparation. But nature doesn't work that way. Neither does success. Both follow predictable patterns that you can learn to recognize and use to your advantage. Life operates according to definite laws, just as precise as the laws of physics or mathematics. These laws are not sometimes true and sometimes false. They are always true. They work whether you understand them or not, whether you believe in them or not, whether you like them or not. One of these laws is the law of cycles. Everything in nature moves in cycles. Seasons change in predictable patterns. Tides rise and fall in predictable patterns. Day follows night in predictable patterns. Your life follows predictable patterns too. There are seasons of challenge and seasons of opportunity. There are seasons of planting and seasons of harvest. There are seasons of learning and seasons of earning. The successful person understands these cycles and responds appropriately to each season. During the winter season of your life, when things seem difficult and progress seems slow, this is the time for preparation. This is when you develop your skills, strengthen your character, and prepare for the opportunities that are coming. The farmer doesn't plant in winter, but he prepares his tools and plants his crop. During the spring season, when opportunities begin to appear, this is the time for action. This is when you plant the seeds of your future success. The farmer doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He plants when the season is right. During the summer season, when your plans are growing and developing, this is the time for cultivation. This is when you work consistently, tend your progress, and stay committed to your goals. The farmer doesn't neglect his crop during the growing season. During the autumn season, when your efforts begin to produce results, this is the time for harvest. This is when you reap the rewards of your preparation, planting, and cultivation. The farmer doesn't ignore his harvest when it's ready. But here's the key. Most people try to harvest when they should be planting. They try to plant when they should be preparing. They try to prepare when they should be harvesting. They fight against the natural rhythms instead of flowing with them. The successful person learns to recognize which season they're in and responds accordingly. When challenges come, they don't panic, they prepare. When opportunities come, they don't hesitate, they act. When growth periods come, they don't coast, they cultivate. When harvest time comes, they don't waste it, they reap. This understanding gives you tremendous power. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become a student of patterns. Instead of being surprised by challenges, you expect them and prepare for them. Instead of missing opportunities, you recognize them and seize them. Every successful person has learned to work with these natural rhythms, rather than against them. They understand that difficulty is not permanent, and neither is. They understand that both challenge and opportunity are temporary visitors that must be received appropriately. But even with this understanding, most people sabotage their own success through 3 destructive habits: making excuses, procrastinating, and blaming others. The excuse maker always has a reason why success is impossible. The economy is bad. The competition is too strong. They don't have enough education. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough time. They don't have enough connection. They have an excuse for every situation and a solution for none. The procrastinator always has a reason why success must wait. They'll start tomorrow. They'll begin next week. They'll get serious next month. They'll make their move next year. They live in the future while their life passes by in the present. The blame shifter always has someone else to hold responsible for their failures. Their parents limited them. Their teachers failed them. Their employer restricts them. Their spouse doesn't support them. Their children distract them. They have surrendered their power to everyone except themselves. These 3 habits are success killers. They keep you trapped in mediocrity while you watch others achieve the very results you claim to want. The successful person eliminates these habits and replaces them with their opposites. Instead of making excuses, They make plans. Instead of procrastinating, they act immediately. Instead of blaming others, they take responsibility. These simple changes create profound differences in results. Starting today, you can eliminate these destructive patterns. When you catch yourself making an excuse, stop and ask, what can I do about this situation? When you catch yourself procrastinating, stop and take one small action immediately. When you catch yourself blaming someone else, stop and ask, what is my part in this situation? These questions will redirect your mind from the problem to the solution, from the past to the future, from what you cannot control to what you can control. This redirection is the foundation of all personal power. The principles I've shared with you are not theories. They are laws that govern success, as surely as gravity governs falling objects. They have worked for thousands of years, and they will work for thousands more. They will work for you if you work with them. But principles without application are worthless. Knowledge without action is powerless. Understanding without implementation is useless. The value of what you've learned here will be determined entirely by what you do with it. The foundation of personal power is now in your hands. You understand that you are responsible for your results. You understand that success comes from growth, not circumstances. You understand that life operates in predictable patterns. You understand how to eliminate the habits that sabotage success. Now comes the question that will determine your future. Will you build upon this foundation, or will you let it crumble through neglect? Will you apply these principles consistently, or will you treat them as interesting ideas to consider someday? Will you take control of your life, or will you remain a victim of circumstances? The choice is yours. The time is now. The power is within you. Everything you need to get whatever you want is already at your disposal. The only question remaining is whether you will use it. Confusion is the enemy of achievement. Clarity is the beginning of power. You now understand the foundation, but a foundation alone builds nothing. You must know exactly what you want to build upon it. How many of you have ever said, I want to be successful, but couldn't define what success actually means to you? Raise your hands. Keep them up. Look around. This is why most people never achieve what they want. They're shooting at a target they can't see, building a house without blueprints, sailing a ship without a destination. Put your hands down and listen to this truth. Scattered energy produces scattered results. Focused energy creates breakthrough results. The difference between the person who achieves extraordinary things and the person who struggles through life is not talent, not luck, not circumstances. It is the power of definite purpose. When you focus sunlight through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to start a fire. When you focus water through a small opening, it becomes powerful enough to cut through steel. When you focus your mental energy on a definite purpose, it becomes powerful enough to cut through any obstacle between you and your goal. But most people have never learned to focus their mental energy. They think about what they want for a few minutes, then spend the rest of their time thinking about what they don't want, what they're afraid of, what might go wrong. They wonder why their results are mixed, why their progress is slow, why their success is limited. The successful person thinks differently. They have learned the secret of mental focus. They have one definite major purpose that dominates their thinking. Everything else is secondary. Every decision is measured against this purpose. Every action is directed toward this purpose. Every day is dedicated to this purpose. This is not about setting goals the way most people do. Most people write down their goals once a year, file them away, and forget about them. This is about creating a burning desire that consumes your thoughts and drives your action. This is about programming your subconscious mind to work for you 24 hours a day. Here's what most people don't understand. When you write down a specific goal and review it daily, you increase your chances of achieving it by 42%. Not because writing is magic, but because writing clarifies your thinking and daily review programs your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like a faithful servant. It will work tirelessly to achieve whatever you give it as a definite instruction, but it must have clear instruction. It cannot work with vague wishes or general desires. It needs specific, written, reviewed instructions. Take out a piece of paper right now. Write down one specific thing you want to achieve. Not I want to be successful. Not I want to be happy. Not I want to make more money. Write down exactly what you want, exactly when you want it, and exactly what you're willing to do to get it. Read this written goal every morning when you wake up and every evening before you sleep. As you read it, See yourself already in possession of what you want. Feel the emotions you would feel if you had already achieved it. This is not wishful thinking. This is scientific programming of your subconscious mind. But written goals alone are not enough. You must also control the thoughts that flow through your mind throughout the day. Your thoughts are the seeds from which your reality grows. Plant positive thoughts, and you harvest positive results. Plant negative thoughts, and you harvest negative results. There is no escaping this law. Your mind is like a garden. You can plant flowers or you can allow weeds to grow. You can cultivate beauty or you can permit chaos. The choice is yours, and the choice is constant. Every thought you think is either a flower seed or a weed seed. Every thought you entertain is either building your success or destroying it. Most people have never learned to control their thoughts. They let their minds wander wherever circumstances push them. When something good happens, they think positive thoughts. When something bad happens, they think negative thoughts. They are mental prisoners of their circumstances. But you can break free from this prison. You can learn to think independently of your circumstances. You can develop the mental discipline to choose your thoughts consciously instead of accepting them unconsciously. There are two types of thinking: creative thinking and reactive thinking. Creative thinking is focused on solutions and possibility. Reactive thinking is focused on problems and limitations. The successful person spends most of their time in creative thinking. The unsuccessful person spends most of their time in reactive thinking. When you face a challenge, you can think reactively and ask, why is this happening to me? Who is to blame? What excuse can I make? Or you can think creatively and ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to my advantage? What opportunity does this create? When you face an opportunity, you can think reactively and ask, what could go wrong? Why might this fail? What if I'm not good enough? Or you can think creatively and ask, how can I maximize this opportunity? What do I need to learn? What action should I take? The questions you ask determine the thoughts you think. The thoughts you think determine the actions you take. The actions you take determine the results you get. Control your questions, and you control your destiny. Every morning, before you face the world, spend 10 minutes preparing your mind. Review your written goals. Think about the most important things you need to accomplish that day. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to my goals? What opportunities should I watch for? What challenges should I prepare for? Every evening, before you sleep, spend 10 minutes reviewing your day. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish today? What did I learn? What could I have done better? What will I do differently tomorrow? This daily mental discipline will transform your thinking and therefore your results. But thinking without action is worthless. Action without thinking is dangerous. You need both clear thinking and decisive action. You need to become a person who thinks carefully and acts quickly. Most people do the opposite. They act without thinking, then think without acting. They make impulsive decisions they regret, then spend months thinking about decisions they never make. This creates a cycle of frustration and mediocrity. The successful person develops the habit of thinking before acting and acting after thinking. They consider their options carefully, make decisions quickly, and execute those decisions persistently. They understand that a good plan acted upon immediately is better than a perfect plan that never gets started. Knowledge without action is powerless. You can read every book, attend every seminar, learn every technique, but if you don't act on what you learn, you will remain exactly where you are. The world is full of educated failures who knew what to do but never did what they knew. But action without knowledge is dangerous. You can work harder than anyone else, sacrifice more than anyone else, persist longer than anyone else, but if you're working in the wrong direction, you'll never reach your destination. Activity is not achievement. Motion is not progress. Busyness is not success. You need both. You need to learn what to do, then do what you learn. You need to study success principles, then apply success principles. You need to think like a successful person, then act like a successful person. The most important action you can take is to do something specific toward your major goal every single day. Not when you feel like it, not when conditions are perfect, not when you have enough time. every day, regardless of how you feel or what else is happening. This daily action creates momentum. Momentum is the most powerful force in achievement. An object in motion stays in motion. A person in motion stays in motion. A goal in motion stays in motion. But you must start the motion, and you must maintain the motion. Start with small action. Read one chapter of a book related to your goal. Make one phone call that moves you forward. Write one page of your business plan. Take one class that develops your skills. Save $1 toward your financial goal. Small actions create large results when applied consistently over time. The Chinese bamboo tree shows no visible growth for 4 years, then grows 90 feet in the 5th year. Your success may seem slow at first, but if you persist with daily action, you will eventually experience rapid growth. But here's what stops most people. Resist. Every time you try to do something important, you will feel resistance. You will feel like procrastinating. You will feel like quitting. You will feel like making excuses. This resistance is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Resistance appears whenever you try to move from a lower level to a higher level. It appears whenever you try to break through to a new level of achievement. It appears whenever you try to become more than you currently are. The successful person learns to expect resistance and push through it. The unsuccessful person uses resistance as an excuse to quit. You overcome resistance by developing habits. A habit is an action that has become automatic. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to feel motivated to do it. You don't have to overcome resistance to do it. You simply do it because it's what you do. The most successful people in the world have developed success habits. They have made the actions that create success so automatic that they perform them without conscious effort. They exercise regularly not because they feel like it, but because it's their habit. They read daily not because they're motivated, but because it's their habit. They save money not because it's convenient, but because it's their habit. You can develop the same habit. Start by choosing one action that would improve your life if you did it every day. Do this action at the same time every day for 21 days. After 21 days, it will begin to feel automatic. After 90 days, it will become a strong habit. After 100 days, it will become part of who you are. But habits must be built on a foundation of character. External success built on weak character always crumbles. You cannot achieve lasting success through manipulation, deception, or shortcuts. You can only achieve lasting success through integrity, honesty, and value creation. Character is who you are when nobody is watching. It's keeping your word when it's inconvenient. It's doing what's right when it's difficult. It's being honest when lying would be easy. It's working hard when nobody would know if you didn't. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build character. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken character. Every time you do what you said you would do, you strengthen your integrity. Every time you make an excuse instead of keeping your commitment, you damage your integrity. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you have. If you cannot trust yourself, nobody else will trust you. If you cannot count on yourself, nobody else will count on you. If you cannot believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you. Build your character by keeping small promises to yourself. If you say you'll wake up at 6 o'clock, wake up at 6 o'clock. If you say you'll exercise for 30 minutes, exercise for 30 minutes. If you say you'll read 10 pages, read 10 pages. These small promises create the foundation for larger achievements. Success is not about taking advantage of others. It's about creating value for others. The more value you create, the more successful you become. The more people you help, the more you are rewarded. The more problems you solve, the more opportunities you attract. Ask yourself, how can I help more people? How can I solve bigger problems? How can I create more value? When you focus on giving value instead of getting success, success comes naturally. When you focus on serving others instead of serving yourself, others will serve you. The mechanics of achievement are not complicated. They are simple principles that produce predictable results when applied consistently. You now understand the power of definite purpose, mental discipline, decisive action, and strong character. You know how to focus your mind, control your thoughts, create momentum, and build habit. But understanding is not enough. Mechanics without application are useless. Tools without use accomplish nothing. Principles without practice produce no results. The value of what you've learned depends entirely on what you do with it. The foundation is built. The mechanics are clear. Now comes the moment of truth. Will you apply these principles consistently? Or will you treat them as interesting ideas to consider someday? Will you develop the habits that create success? Or will you continue the habits that create mediocrity? Will you build the character that supports lasting achievement? Or will you look for shortcuts that lead to temporary gains? The choice is yours. The tools are in your hands. The mechanics are at your disposal. What you build with them will determine not just your success, but your legacy. Most people are poor, not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack the mental habits of wealth. You have the foundation. You have the mechanics. Now you must develop the psychology that transforms those tools into lasting prosperity. Who here believes that money is the root of all evil? Raise your hands. Keep them up so everyone can see. Now who here believes that a lack of money is the root of all evil? Raise your other hand. Look around you. Most of you have both hands raised because you understand the contradiction that keeps people trapped in poverty. Put your hands down and listen to this truth. Money is neither good nor evil. Money is a tool, nothing more. It amplifies who you already are. If you are generous, money makes you more generous. If you are selfish, money makes you more selfish. If you are wise, money makes you more wise. If you are foolish, money makes you more foolish. The problem is not money. The problem is the mental conditioning that most people have about money. They have been taught to fear it, to resent it, to feel guilty about wanting it. They have been programmed to believe that rich people are greedy, that wealth is selfish, that money corrupts character. This programming keeps them poor. You cannot attract what you resent. You cannot achieve what you fear. You cannot build what you believe is wrong. If you want to create wealth, you must first create the mental habits that attract wealth. Wealthy people think about money differently than poor people. Poor people think about money in terms of scarcity. They believe there is not enough to go around. They believe that if someone else gets wealthy, there is less for them. They believe that money is hard to get and easy to lose. Wealthy people think about money in terms of abundance. They believe there is more than enough for everyone. They believe that when someone else gets wealthy, it creates more opportunities for them. They believe that money is attracted to those who understand how to create value. This is not positive thinking. This is practical thinking. Money flows to those who provide value to others. The more value you provide, the more money you attract. The more people you help, the more wealth you create. The more problems you solve, the more prosperity you earn. But you must become comfortable with receiving money in exchange for the value you provide. Most people are uncomfortable with this exchange. They feel guilty about charging for their services. They feel bad about making a profit. They feel wrong about accumulating wealth. This discomfort with receiving money is a form of poverty consciousness. It keeps you working for less than your worth. It keeps you giving away your time and energy without fair compensation. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. You must understand that money is simply a medium of exchange. When someone pays you for your services, they are not giving you charity. They are exchanging their money for your value. This is a fair trade that benefits both parties. You provide value and they provide compensation. Both parties. The wealthy person understands this principle and becomes skilled at creating value for others. They study what people want and need. They develop the ability to provide what people want and need. They create systems that deliver value efficiently and consistent. But wealth is not just about money. True wealth includes health, relationships, knowledge, skills and peace of mind. The person who sacrifices their health to make money is not wealthy. The person who destroys their relationships to build their career is not wealthy. The person who gains the whole world but loses their soul is not wealthy. You must build wealth in all areas of your life simultaneously. You must develop the habits that create physical wealth, emotional wealth, intellectual wealth. You must become rich in every sense of the word. This begins with understanding that your network determines your net worth. The people you associate with shape your thinking. The conversations you have shape your opportunities. The relationships you build shape your future. Most people choose their friends based on convenience and comfort. They spend time with people who think like them, act like them, and earn like them. This creates a ceiling on their growth. They cannot rise above the level of their association. But successful people choose their associations strategically. They seek out people who challenge their thinking, expand their possibilities, and inspire their growth. They understand that they become like the people they spend time with. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with, add up their incomes, and divide by 5. That number is probably very close to your income. Add up their levels of health and divide by 5. That number is probably very close to your level of health. Add up their levels of happiness and divide by 5. That number is probably very close to your level of happiness. This is not coincidence. This is the law of association. You become like the people you associate with. Their habits become your habits. Their standards become your standards. Their limitations become your limitations. If you want to change your results, you must change your associations. You must spend time with people who have achieved what you want to achieve. You must learn from people who have gone where you want to go. You must associate with people who will challenge you to grow. But changing your associations is not about using people. It's about serving people. The way to attract successful people into your life is to become someone worth associating with. The way to build relationships with achievers is to become an achiever yourself. You build relationships by being genuinely interested in other people's success. You build influence by helping others achieve their goals. You build a network by connecting people who can help each other. You build trust by keeping your word and honoring your commitment. The person who focuses only on what they can get from relationships will find themselves alone. The person who focuses on what they can give to relationships will find themselves surrounded by people who want to help them succeed. This principle applies to all areas of life. In business, you succeed by helping your customers succeed. In marriage, you succeed by helping your spouse succeed. In parenting, you succeed by helping your children succeed. In friendship, you succeed by helping your friends succeed. But you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot help others succeed if you are not successful yourself. You cannot share wealth if you are poor. You cannot give energy if you are exhausted. You cannot provide guidance if you are lost. This is why you must invest in yourself first. You must develop your skills, improve your health, expand your knowledge, and strengthen your character. You must become the person who has what others want and need. Your body is the vehicle that carries you toward your goals. If your body is weak, tired, or sick, you cannot perform at your best. If your energy is low, your thinking is unclear. If your health is poor, your opportunities are limited. Most people treat their cars better than they treat their bodies. They give their cars the best fuel, regular maintenance, and careful attention. But they give their bodies junk food, no exercise, and constant stress. Then they wonder why they lack the energy to pursue their dreams. Your physical health is the foundation of your mental clarity and emotional stability. When your body is strong, your mind is sharp. When your energy is high, your confidence is strong. When your health is good, your opportunities are unlimited. You must develop daily habits that support your physical health. Exercise regularly, even if it's just a 30-minute walk. Eat nutritious foods that fuel your body properly. Get adequate sleep to allow your body to recover and repair. Manage stress through relaxation and recreation. These habits may seem simple, but they create compound results over time. The person who exercises regularly for 10 years has a completely different body than the person who exercises occasionally. The person who eats well consistently has completely different energy than the person who eats poorly. The person who sleeps adequately has completely different mental clarity than the person who is always tired. Your health habits determine your energy levels. Your energy levels determine your performance. Your performance determines your results. Your results determine your future. Everything is connected. But habits require systems. You cannot rely on willpower alone. You cannot depend on motivation alone. You cannot trust discipline alone. You must create systems that make success automatic. A system is a set of processes that produce predictable results. A morning routine is a system. A budget is a system. A workout schedule is a system. A reading plan is a system. A goal review process is a system. The successful person creates systems for every important area of their life. They have systems for their health, their finances, their relationships, their career, and their personal growth. They don't leave important things to chance. They create processes that ensure important things happen consistently. Your morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. If you start your day with purpose and energy, you will maintain that energy throughout the day. If you start your day rushed and stressed, you will carry that stress throughout the day. Create a morning routine that prepares you mentally, physically, and emotionally for success. Wake up at the same time every day. Exercise or stretch to energize your body. Read or meditate to focus your mind. Review your goals to clarify your priorities. Eat a healthy breakfast to fuel your body. Your evening routine determines the quality of your sleep and your preparation for the next day. Review your accomplishments to build confidence. Plan your priorities for tomorrow to reduce anxiety. Read something positive to program your subconscious mind. Express gratitude to maintain a positive attitude. Your weekly routine ensures that you maintain balance and make progress in all areas of your life. Schedule time for work, family, health, learning, and recreation. Plan your most important tasks for your peak energy hour. Review your goals and adjust your strategies based on your results. Your monthly routine allows you to evaluate your progress and make necessary adjustments. Review your goals and celebrate your achievements. Analyze your challenges and learn from your mistakes. Adjust your strategies based on what you've learned. Set new targets for the coming month. These systems remove the guesswork from success. They eliminate the need for constant decision-making. They create consistency in your actions and predictability in your results. They turn success from an accident into an inevitability. But systems are only as good as the person who operates them. You must become the kind of person who can handle the success you're creating. You must develop the character to maintain what you build. You must grow into the person your dreams require you to become. This is the ultimate transformation. You don't just get what you want, you become what you need to be to keep what you get. You don't just achieve success, you become successful. You don't just create wealth, you become wealthy in every sense of the word. The principles you've learned today are not theories, they are laws that have governed success for thousands of years. They worked for every successful person who ever lived. They will work for you if you work with them. You now understand that success begins with taking complete responsibility for your life. You know that growth creates success, not circumstances. You recognize that life operates in predictable patterns that you can use to your advantage. You have learned to focus your mind on definite purposes. You know how to control your thoughts and direct your mental energy. You understand the power of consistent action and the importance of building success habits. You have discovered the psychology of wealth and the principles of value creation. You know how to build relationships that support your success. You understand the importance of health, energy, and systematic approaches to achievement. But knowledge without application is worthless. Understanding without action is powerless. Principles without practice produce no result. The value of everything you've learned depends entirely on what you do with it. The time for learning is over. The time for action has begun. The time for excuses has passed. The time for results has arrived. You have everything you need to get whatever you want. The only question is whether you will use what you have been given. 30 days from now, you will either be 30 days closer to your dreams, or 30 days further away from them. The choice is yours. 90 days from now, you will either have developed the habits that create success, or continued the habits that create mediocrity. The choice is yours. 1 year from now, you will either have transformed your life, or remained exactly where you are. The choice is yours. 5 years from now, you will either have achieved extraordinary results, or settled for ordinary results. The choice is yours. The principles work, the methods are proven, the results are guaranteed for those who apply them consistently. You have no more excuses, you have no more obstacles, you have no more reasons to wait. Your extraordinary life is not a distant dream, it is your immediate opportunity. Your amazing future is not a someday possibility, it is your today responsibility. Your incredible success is not a maybe proposition, it is your certain destiny if you will act on what you know. The foundation is built, the mechanics are clear, the transformation is possible, the choice is yours, the time is now, the power is within you. Get whatever you want, it's waiting for you to claim it.